Welcome to the Town of Manlius Board meeting for February 22nd, 2023. We could start with Councillor Waters. Would you like to make a comment here?
One nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Do you want to wait a couple minutes or?
If you don't mind, it would be.
Okay.
It
So
doesn't
we-
disrupt too much.
We have time for open podium. We have, this meeting is live streamed and anybody who can participate via Zoom may do so. And we also have the instructions on the agenda if you choose to join that way. It's also streaming live on Facebook. We would like to offer at this time, anybody who would like to speak for open podium. This is just an opportunity for people to speak about something that's not on the agenda for this evening. If anyone has a comment they would like to share with the board. Is there anybody online who would like to share something for open podium? If so, please raise your hand in the Zoom tool. Okay, without anybody else for that, we can't open the public hearing yet, or can?
Was it noticed for?
It was supposed for 6:30.
Oh, okay, well. Just wait till 6:35.
Okay, so how about perhaps we could jump all the way ahead to number 7 and do the letter of intent?
Sure.
Thank you, sir. As the board knows, we last year around the same time, we they put a letter of intent together to purchase a cab and chassis. Then I get to come back and we did a letter for the equipment. So for the 2024 year, we made arrangements through Navistar. I don't know if the company did to purchase a cab and chassis. Also, we got a tow package also on order for 2024. So I'd like to have a motion to put a letter of intent together and send to Navistar. We handle the whole thing as far as and chassis and the equipment that come down to Navistar. But the cab and chassis would be for 112,507, and then the equipment for that's minus the dump body. We're going to use our own dump body to take off the truck, put it on the new for 64,673.40. That's why it's about $20,000 less than on the truck. So I guess I just need a motion to do a letter of intent to Navistar.
Madam Deputy Supervisor, I'd like to make a motion to authorize the highway superintendent to send this letter of intent to Navistar for the purchase of a new 2024 international chassis at a cost of $112,507, along with a new plow package at a rate of $64,673.40.
I'll second. Any discussion? All those in favor?
What, I'm sorry, what's the motion?
It's to purchase the truck for the highway fund.
Okay,
Letter of intent.
great, we jumped down to number 7.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Passes. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Rob.
So now it's time for the public hearing on a proposed local law amending chapter 134 of the town code with regard to recent changes passed by the state legislature related to exemptions for members of the volunteer fire companies and ambulance services. So would somebody like to waive the reading?
I'll make the motion to waive the reading of the public notice. And I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? No. And then is there any discussion amongst the board before we open?
Yeah, I'll make a motion to open the public hearing. I'll second.
All in favor? Okay. So the hearing is now open. Did anybody, would anybody like to speak regarding the local law to allow exemptions for members of volunteer fire companies and ambulance service? Would anybody online like to speak about the opportunity for tax exemptions for members of volunteer fire and ambulance service? Okay.
So I'll make a motion to close the public hearing. I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. So the public hearing has closed. Now we could have a discussion with regard to moving forward with this exemption.
So I just wanted to go over, because we have a law and we currently do exempt volunteer firefighters and EMS workers. So I just want to go over the changes. So as far as I understand that there's no more, I believe it was limited to, that it couldn't exceed over 3,000 for like this rate. And so that limit has gone away and now it's 10%. Okay, and then I believe we had, it was at least, they had to be volunteered for at least 5 years and now we're doing 2. Any other, I think that those are the main changes. I think then the state law also.
It also includes retirees and spouses.
And so, yeah.
So it's in the state expansion, and this is aligned with what the villages have done as well. And it's only a little different than what the county has done, right?
Yeah, so the county did 5 years, but yeah. The one-
So our goal is to make it more convenient for our fire district members by being the same as the villages. So whether they live in or out, they get the same opportunity. Yeah. Okay. Entertain a motion.
I will make a motion to adopt local law 2023-5, amending chapter 134 of the town code related to exemptions for members of the volunteer fire company as outlined in the resolution prepared by the attorney for the state.
Second.
All in favor? Okay. The law passes and we will now be able to, and I believe several people have already approached the assessment department.
Good.
And, but then we should make a note that they have to apply by March 1st.
Oh, March 1st.
Yes.
Okay.
Very soon.
We should definitely make sure that they're aware of that. How can we know probably we can reach out to the fire
And the other kind of telling.
Why don't we put it out
We
on
can make it-
our socials, but also on our next door channel too.
So.
So if you would to process and then have folks not realize that we.
And then I think we could maybe, make a formal request of the fire district. So to make sure that they.
So if people are already in with the old law, they need to update and say they want to be in with the new law?
No, I think because even the whole law we fight every year,
Gotcha,
so they would already know to.
but not that for their spouses or for retirees.
I think that's only in cases of
Where, they're actually retirees around where it's like member because they're volunteers.
Okay, so for life members, so
So
it,
that wouldn't apply, because you have to volunteer for 20 years.
20 years to do it.
25.
But it's up to the district. I mean, so basically, I think we need to do a formal communication to the 4 districts to say the town did it.
Yeah.
Because they don't might know the villages did it, but they might not.
And then fire companies will take care of it.
And it's only like a week, so they have to get out.
so who should be responsible for making sure we do that?
That would be me today.
Great, okay, good. I just want to make sure that it was it's delegated as necessary. Otherwise, it's a lovely discussion.
Yeah, don't plan to do it.
Thank you.
Okay, so next up, we will have our report from the planning development.
Good evening.
Evening, Tom.
Just
Code
here to-
enforcement officer, question.
here to inform that submitted and the annual report for New York State has been accepted, and we have produced the more in-depth annual report for the town of Manlius. Does anyone have any questions relating to it?
Show it off.
I think this year, I think 2022 is gonna be very similar to the previous 2021, 2020. I think what we'll be looking forward to, John Deere and myself have discussed this for this coming year. The projecting commercial development, because we, you as the town board, had increased the fee for commercial development. We've already taken in now the building permit fee this year that equates to 2.5 years worth of building permit fees. So delegating that money, and we're in February right now. So with one project, we were able to do about 2 years, 2.5 years worth of permit fee. So I think projecting where that will go with the future of the town and working that in with the budget process. The residential always kind of stays the same with additions. I'm gonna say single family residential kind of stays relatively the same. Again, working with developers for them to have land that they can build out where it's easy for them to build out, or giving them the opportunity to have these larger tracks. The one-offs are kind of everywhere here and there now, in the town. But I think for the future, looking at what we can do with the commercial development permit fees will be good discussion.
Thank you.
Any questions?
And this is available at town hall and it's also on our website.
Yes, it is.
So this is
Thank you.
available
Just-
for any residents that are interested.
Myself, Mike Vervelding and Dave Corbett all have our certifications active, which was noted in here. Everybody is current.
Great, thank you very much. And thank you for your obvious work all year.
We have one question. Did you just attend the planning conference for the county?
I did not.
Oh, okay, so that wasn't, are there any?
No, it's coming up next. It's tonight.
Okay.
Got it.
Yeah, that's in March, but we're talking about the same one.
Great. Are you going to that?
I do not plan on it. I have.
I think the
3 days.
registration. they
Yeah,
passed.
I have 3 days of code enforcement training, and then I take trainings on, say, once a month on Fridays that are directed towards whether it be fire or energy or updates within the residential or commercial building requirements. So I kind of pick and choose those, but I keep my annual certification current. And then I know that they do some online for planning. But I try and stay as much in office and being able to be there for the residents and
Yeah.
developers.
Yeah, there's
Even though
plenty
it's
of
only
March
one day,
that
just-
would be super.
Yeah.
helpful.
No, my question is also, how are we leaving Tom to, and how does it go along with the department head plan on the comprehensive plan draft?
That's a good question. This is probably about time to do that. Yeah.
So a little preview, the comprehensive plan committee is reaching a stage where we have a draft and want to bring in department heads and the planning board is taking a look too. So that's just that's a piece that we'd love to get your feedback on.
Absolutely.
So I think I'll make a note of that too. So they meet the 7th, so maybe after the 7th.
Yeah, just after March 7th. Well,
And again, I know that during the request, there was a planner put in there
Mhm.
for, that would be back there in the office. I think they'll be crucial for development. Once that person comes on, or once we have, I think delegating the responsibilities for who will be the point of contact for the developers moving forward and kind of setting them on the path. Again, the future planning, I feel should be town board, planning board, our town planner, and then my role is I'm trying to fit it in is more enforcement and oversight building. And once they're done with that, then they come to I'll be there throughout the process to aid them, but having someone who's gonna talk about sidewalks and streetlights and what the town wants, plantings, things of that nature. I think it would be very, beneficial to have someone who's familiar with the comprehensive plan and can steer them in the right direction. And again, with any zoning overhaul that happens, making sure that they're going into the right zone, making sure that even if we're gonna talk about architecture or things of that nature that are outside of my enforcement action, that they can work with anybody who wants to develop in the town.
thank you for that. Yeah, that's
Thanks.
Have a good
Terrific,
rest of the
thank you
night.
very much.
Take your time. And let's plan to catch up tomorrow.
I will give
Give
you
me
a
a
call.
call.
number 8 is the 2022 budget encumbrances and transfers. Ian, did you want to say anything about it?
They're pretty self-explanatory.
So would somebody like to move?
I'll make a motion for us to approve the 2022 budget encumbrances and transfers.
I'll second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Thank you. Would somebody, okay, so I get to let you do this.
To set the date for the, so we're planning on doing a work session, for the climate action plan. The effort that I've been leading with, and in collaboration with the manager of zoning at the Central Recreational Planning and Development Board, and Sarah, you've been on most of those calls, right? And we're getting to the point where we have a draft that we are ready to at least review with the rest of the town board. So we're planning on doing that in a work session, which will take place at 5 o'clock on the 8th of March, I believe. Is that correct?
Yeah.
8th at 5.
Mhm.
So I'll make a motion to set the date for that work session for the climate action plan presentation and discussion on March 8th at 5 o'clock p.m.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Minutes?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from February 8, 2023.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Great, thank you.
Abstract number 4, move to approve the abstract with a slight adjustment. Removing a $7,938 fee from building technology for a service from Civil Space Pro, billed but not purchased. And that has been adjusted and payment has not been made. Adjusted payment as well. So a modified abstract seeking approval for $463,204.93.
I'll second.
All in favor? Is there any other? Yes. Our new officers. We have an, oh, we have to do the officers and we have an announcement.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, well, jumped around a bit.
Yeah.
Are we allowed, is it okay?
This one, we don't need a picture.
Well, we're just really delighted and so happy to announce that we have a new town board member. Know that we have Supervisor Deere and Prerna Deere are really proud to welcome their son Theron into the world. He was born just after 12 today. And he and his mother are doing really well. Phenomenally well is what Supervisor Deere texted. So we're just really delighted and we've been really excitedly anticipating the work.
Okay, now we'll invite Chief Kroll to come in and say a few words.
Okay, before I get to that, there is one additional item of business or a late item that came in, and it's a request for surplus. If you recall, we upgraded our weapon systems, our pistols, so we have 45 of the old antiquated Smith & Wesson pistols that I'd like to surplus. I don't know if I'm going to be able to sell any of them under fair market value, but at the very least, they need to be surplus before I can either sell them or destroy them.
Okay, so we need a motion to declare a surplus of 45 Smith & Wesson.
Yes, please.
Okay, I'm happy to make that motion to request these Smith & Wessons, the 45 of them to be placed in for surplus.
Second.
All in favor?
Great, thank you for that. And thank you to the board for giving me the time and the opportunity to, it was going to be an introduction of 4 officers, but Officer Gibbs is flying solo tonight. So it turns out the other 3 officers are all working tonight. Right now they're on a call over in the Fremont area. So they did call me just a minute ago to apologize. They couldn't make it. So they're going to try to come in, but I don't think they're going to make it. So
Well, the meeting's
yeah,
apparently relatively brief tonight, so there wasn't a lot of turnaround time.
duty comes first.
Yeah.
So first, you know, like I've said in the past, being a police officer in general is a very difficult job, with a huge level of responsibility. There asked to perform their best while others are at their worst. They have the authority to take somebody's freedom, you know, the thing that us as Americans cherish most. And they're asked to do all of this flawlessly while being questioned and scrutinized from time to time. I've always said to them, and I think that Jacob has probably heard me say this during the hiring process, it is the hardest job to get, but it's the easiest job to lose. And that's just the general things of being a police officer. Being a town of Manlius police officer is even more difficult. The selection process is very, very difficult, much more strict than probably other agencies in Onondaga County. We challenge these individuals almost every single day. We ask them to wear many, many hats on the various calls that they experience. That's not many police officers can do that, but our officers can do that.
Hey there.
Oh, now we got two. So as stated in our mission statement that we updated 2-3 years ago, they make every single effort and every single contact they have with our citizens. They're trying to earn trust and earn the respect of those citizens. They have to act as both guardian and warrior simultaneously and be able to flip that switch when they need to, which is really a lot to ask of our police officers, but they do it almost flawlessly every single day. To the families, I just wanted to have you guys extend your families a great thank you. Thank you for them for raising you in the right way. Thank you for giving the fortitude and the strength to do a job like this. And you know, they have my promise that I'll do everything in my power to keep you guys safe and give you the best training equipment that you possibly have for the remainder of your careers. And lastly, please thank your family and welcome them to our PD family. So without further ado, town board, I'd like to formally introduce you tonight to Police Officer Jacob Gibbs. And Police Officer Luke Cole. The other two is Anthony Master Petit. Yeah, so maybe I'm glad he didn't show up because I butcher his name every time. Somehow we're able to get that on the name tag. And then the other officer that is by the name of Ted Temple, who actually came from he grew up in the Manoa, Fremont, Syracuse area. So anyways, congratulations and welcome aboard, John. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, all right, why don't you move before you go over, up near the American flag.
Yeah. We'll get that. Okay. Bye. We have I mean, it's. Here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3. I mean, you want to work it?
Yeah.
My phone's gonna die. All right. Don't flash. You're over there. Thanks, thank you.
Thank you.
Guys, something like that.
I'm sure.
Shop, Sarah. Ready, 1, 2. One more.
Always.
So we'll have to make this, and it's fun. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you. You're obviously good luck.
Meetings that we have, they're this length too.
Yay, congratulations.
Any other business?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thanks, everybody.